Matthew Gray Gubler is set to return to CBS, but not for Criminal Minds, Evolution Season 3, as he'll instead lead the procedural Einstein. Gubler was notably one of the few longtime Criminal Minds cast members not to reprise his role for Evolution, which disappointed fans who enjoyed his portrayal as Dr. Spencer Reid. Even though the actor is open to reprising the fan-favorite character, he has largely kept away from TV roles in recent years except for a recurring part on the short-lived Hulu series Dollface. That will soon change. Deadline confirms that Gubler will lead the Einstein pilot for CBS. The actor will also produce the pilot, which hails from Monk creator Andy Breckman and director Randy Zisk. A procedural with comedic undertones in a similar vein to Monk, the Einstein pilot will follow the great-grandson of Albert Einstein, who is played by Gubler. The grandson spends his days as a professor, comfortable in his job, until his wild tendencies get him in trouble with the law. From there, he is pressured into helping a local police detective solve her most puzzling cases. The character is named Lew Einstein. He's a popular professor at Princeton, though he does not always show up for his classes. Lew is described as irreverent and misguided. His genius and famous last name puts extra weight on his shoulders, though the new gig may give his life some sense of direction. Einstein hails from CBS Studios, which co-produces Criminal Minds, Evolution. If the pilot gets picked up to series, that may pave the way for Gubler to appear as Dr. Reid in Criminal Minds, Evolution, since it would be easier to sync up schedules. That remains speculative, but Gubler and Evolution showrunner Erica Messer said scheduling conflicts played a role in Spencer Reid not returning. Why Gubler's Einstein casting is significant. CBS is a big part of the actor's career. The Einstein pilot, which was written by Breckman with Zisk directing, leans into Gubler's well-known performance as Dr. Reid. Both are geniuses, with the Criminal Minds character holding a PhD in mathematics, chemistry, and engineering. The characters are considerably different in personality, however, as Reid can hardly be described as a wild bad boy. If the pilot gets picked up, Gubler's long-established relationship with CBS will continue. The actor joined the original Criminal Minds cast shortly after graduating from college. He remained part of the original series for its complete 15-season run on CBS, directing several episodes. He has since written 2 children's books, with his second titled The Little Kid with the Big Green Hand. It came out last year and became a hit. On the big screen, Gubler appeared in Horse Girl and King Knight just as Criminal Minds ended. But with the Einstein pilot, the actor is going back to familiar territory. He's doing so with a premise that has needed a few turns to get going. This is Einstein's third try as a series. A previous version was gender-swapped. Felix looking forlorn while a woman holds his hand to her cheek in Germany's Einstein show. If the premise for Einstein sounds familiar, there are a few reasons. It's based on the German series, with the first reports of the CBS adaptation going back to 2019. But following the murder of George Floyd and the nationwide protests against police brutality in the US, there was, for a brief time, reluctance about moving forward with shows that lionized law enforcement. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a sitcom centered around police officers, was among the shows that tried to grapple with the fact that the heroism displayed on screen doesn't line up with the lived experience of many. In any case, the initial pitch was retooled. Einstein's second attempt focused on the secret, illegitimate great-granddaughter of Albert Einstein. The tweaked premise teased that the granddaughter would begrudgingly team up with a Boston homicide detective. She would solve cases, but also look at the problems of policing itself as an institution. At the time, this was described as a 2020 perspective on policing, which proved to be accurate. The gender-swapped version of Einstein never moved forward. Police procedurals, which are ever-increasing in the current television landscape, are somewhat more sensitive to law enforcement biases and overreach. But as the national conversation and media focus around abolishing the police has subsided, the same has happened with attempts at a more unflattering portrayal of law enforcement and its various institutions. This gets to a larger question about the purpose of entertainment and what it should seek to reflect, a discussion that diverges depending on the participants involved. Still, it's worth watching to see whether this new Einstein pilot will still keep its previous goals of a more combative and grim portrayal of the police. If nothing else, it would help the Gubler-led series stand out, as cop and crime shows are all over broadcast networks. Our take on Gubler joining Einstein. Another light procedural, but that may not be a bad thing. Matthew Gray Gubler as Spencer Reid against a height chart when he is arrested in Mexico in Criminal Minds. There is definitely an uptick in procedural dramas in which a very smart person ends up assisting or working in law enforcement in one way or another. CBS alone has Elsbeth, Einstein, and the upcoming Sherlock-connected Watson series. ABC has Will Trent and High Potential, while Fox has Murder in a Small Town and the CW has the upcoming Good Cop Bad Cop, led by Gossip Girl star Leighton Meester. The larger NBC umbrella has Monk, which could return for another movie. Industry experts say this reflects the bursting of the prestige TV bubble, meaning more of a focus from TV executives on approving tried-and-true formulas. But given the early hit rate of shows like Elsbeth and High Potential, it's not a bad bet to have a well-made and familiar premise led by a likable and talented actor. That seems to be what Einstein is, with Gubler at the forefront.